Hello and welcome to Heaven Reef. This is FAF ladder. We got here TA4Life playing as Seraphim, going first air for PGens. Looks like he's got some land planned. Taking on Rick, who's Aeon, so both factions really good for water maps. With the Auroras and the floating arty from Seraphim. Looks like Rick is going first land, so we'll see a clash of styles perhaps. Speed this up, slow it down later. You see first bomber coming out for TA4Life. First 4 PGens, then mass extractor to PGens land. Looks like he's got a factory attack move. He'll try to get some of that mass from up on the hill. Might not be a good idea given all the trees. So here comes the bomber. We see a lot of flak coming out for Rick, so he is expecting a bomber. That is a very common thing to see on this map, so it is a pretty good move from Rick. He knocks down the bomber, so a failure from TA4Life early on, although this flak is pretty harmless otherwise. See some NGs coming out for TA4Life. See this factory attack NG is just getting the trees, not getting out of that mass. A nice try, but that did not work. Looks like an NG from TA4Life is going to try to get a factory up on this hill. So early on in this game, it's all about taking these 2 expansions. It's just a lot of mass plus a lot of reclaim here in the corners. See an Aurora coming out for Rick. Looks like he's going to try to intercept an NG from TA4Life. NG is already on its way. He's going to try to get a factory established. You see a very similar NG from Rick up on the top. So now we see another bomber coming out for TA4Life. Finally got that NG up on a hill, getting that mass. Looks like the ACU for TA4Life is going to go up. We see some scouts from Rick. And here comes another bomber for TA4Life. He is going to be looking for this NG. You can see both players trying to intercept these NGs. I actually see this Aurora, so both players know exactly what's going to happen on this map. So you see this bomber is going to spot that bomber. This Aurora will probably prevent this NG. But it looks like this Aurora is going to be a little late, so an early NG here from TA4Life. And now a scout directly above TA4Life base, and TA4Life gets stationary flak. And now I see this bomber just got a kill, but this bomber also spotted this drop. Very important drop. We see some interceptor coming out for TA4Life. It's going to try to intercept that, but it will be too late. Although this bomber might have some luck bombing these NGs. Now NGs is a great move from Rick. He splits the NGs before he builds the factory, so that that single bomb does not kill all 3 NGs. Great move from Rick. I see this Aurora is going to be fighting land using its range and floating ability to survive. Now it looks like a bomber from Rick takes out an NG. So far a victory for Rick. He's able to establish a base on one of the islands, while this bomber from Rick prevents TA4Life. That's a great use of an Aurora here. It basically prevents any kind of NGs going to this other island. So good works. Looks like TA4Life is moving up to the middle. No upgrades on the ACU. See Rick getting an upgrade. He's just got 2 lands, an air factory, pretty big power spam, quite a bit of flak, and actually TA4Life got a pretty good ground force moving up. You can see TA4Life finally uses a bomber or some floating arty to get rid of that Aurora, and probably has some NGs moving. And here is great move from the early on, takes that early NG out. So TA4Life has lost all chances to get a foothold up in the top expansion, and now we are seeing a fight. Looks like Rick's got a gun upgrade, so TA4Life's got to retreat. Does sneak in a couple tanks, takes out a few mass extractors. Here are some bombers from TA4Life, which is going to get slaughtered by this flak. So multiple factories up on top, not much of a chance for TA4Life. And an air fight that looks like Rick will win. It was more and more of a scout. Now Rick moving up with his ACU. It's a single ACU versus a big force, and TA's ACU and TA's getting an upgrade, so it's a very scary ACU. Although Rick does have a lot of units in support, so TA4Life isn't even going to mess with it. A bit of an air fight here, and this is a bad fight, place to fight if you're Rick over this Tech 1 anti-air. Some submarines now coming out for TA4Life. It's going to try to prevent any Navy from Rick. And actually TA4Life gets a successful drop. Gets some of this free reclaim, plus going to get a factory that will allow him to get a foothold up on the bottom. You can see all these mass extractors are now, I believe it's seven or eight mass extractors up on one of those islands. Plus still some mass left to reclaim for Rick. And a full retreat from TA4Life. Looks like he cancelled that upgrade. He's going to try to get it up here. He's going to get NGs helping out. And Rick has really pushed hard with his auroras and this upgraded ACU. Gunned ACU, really something to be afraid of. Some floating arty from TA4Life taking out some mass extractors. These auroras really dominate early on in Tech 1 stage. Now we are seeing it's going to be a fight. It's going to be very close. TA4Life gets an overcharge to the face. See the auroras moving in. TA4Life trying to keep his units behind his ACU. I will slow this down now. Now the gun, very timely gun from TA4Life. He pushes back against Rick. Rick at 28 kills. It's a lot of arty here. Rick goes down quite quickly in health, although he's at 35 kills. Should be able to get that 40 kill veterancy, and there he is, but he is retreating. He does have supporting units. Actually some auroras coming out from this island, so it'll be damaging. And now TA4Life following Rick. He's got much more health, and Rick is in better trouble. He's got to retreat, full retreat, a lot of units to reclaim. Great overcharge, 14 kills for TA4Life, 45 for Rick. Rick is retreating, and some of these auroras are getting up on the land, but actually this frigate is very good counter to these auroras, so not too much trouble. Now some auroras are going to try to prevent Navy from Rick, and this fight's still going on. Actually Rick going down quite low, taking an overcharge, less than 2,000 health. TA4Life keeps on moving through, and for some reason stops. I guess he thinks that he won't be able to deal with all those auroras, so a safe move from TA4Life, but perhaps he should have followed Rick. So Rick escapes with his life and 55 kills, leaving a lot of mass for TA4Life, and this is a successful attack here from these auroras by Rick. CAPD being constructed by TA4Life so he doesn't lose his foothold. See some power spamming, plus some regular tanks, some floating. So you can see in terms of map control, very even, but these auroras doing a lot of damage, keeping TA4Life out of the water, at least at his expansion. Of course these frigates doing a good job, 9 kills, 2 kills, 3 kills against these auroras. See the plans. This is a great submarine from TA4Life. We're seeing Tech 2 land now from Rick, Tech 2 land from Aeon, great on water maps, and actually these frigates are going to try to harass Rick's expansion base, and a drop from TA4Life takes out a couple of mass extractors, but auroras moving in. Auroras are not very good in situations like this. They really like flat land, but it looks like the numbers are going to win it for Rick. Some bombers dominating here. TA4Life's going to move out with some arty. He's going to take out this aurora, try to get back into that water. Now we're at minute 15. Another drop coming out for TA4Life. Going to try to drop in the back here. And now we see a floating shield. This is the best unit in the game by far. TA4Life's going to get a lot of kills with these frigates and submarines against these auroras. More frigates coming out for TA4Life. It looks like it's going to be successful, and it's going to be a submarine spam, pretty big submarine spam from Rick. See still Tech 1 air here from Rick, and some Tech 1 units moving out for TA4Life. Going to damage some of these mass extractors, but now see Rick's going to get some more kills in his ACU. Yet another drop now from TA4Life. Looks like that drop in the back. You see a lot of dead units here. Now Rick gets a few more kills on 65. However, these mass extractors keep on getting killed. And it looks like some mass extractor upgrades from Rick. Rick now spamming quite a few submarines, and now the frigates are going to try to take out the shield as well as these NGs. See torpedo launcher. This is a great choice from Rick. There goes the shield, and now this is going to have to be a full retreat from TA4Life now that torpedo launcher is built. And yet another successful drop gets snuffed out by Rick, so good defense here from Rick. Rick now at 72 kills on the ACU. And we're seeing blazes, T2 floating tanks, excellent units from Aeon. Still Tech 1, no Tech 2 at all from TA4Life on this bottom base. Looks like he's taking his ACU somewhere with an attack move into the corner. That's very strange. How these blazes are gonna take care of the situation. And more harassment from frigates. We are seeing, looks like Tech 2 Navy from TA4Life. He's gonna get a destroyer. And a drop from Rick, Tech 2 drop, 2 blazes, 2 Auroras. It's going to be devastating up on top for TA4Life. It looks like it's not over. More drops on this ferry route from Rick. Another drop, looks like multiple drops here from TA4Life. He's going to move in. We're going to get a pretty big battle here. Be a lot of dead units. It's great prevention from any Auroras getting out. And it looks like a lot of dead transports here with Rick coming out, shooting them down, but loses some air. We might see a submarine fight. This is a pretty big submarine force, and at Tech 1, submarine is really the most powerful units for Navy. It's all about how many subs you have. 4 frigates, 2 subs. Huge advantage for Rick, and it looks like he's going to the naval production from TA4Life. And a very close fight here, and it looks like it's going to be with 3 Auroras left for Rick up on top. But here, devastation. Actually, a shield dropped off. Looks like TA4Life is going to try to take care of this with his ACU, but also he's got plenty of units here. But 4 mass extractors killed by Rick with that drop. So both players really utilizing drops to raid the expansions, but it's all going to be about Navy. Now it's still Tech 1 from Rick and Tech 2, almost a destroy finish for TA4Life. But now this is a pretty huge submarine force. He is going to kill this Tech 1 submarine factory from TA4Life. TA4Life trying to get some torpedo launchers. Great counter too, and actually a drop now. Shut down by TA4Life. More bombers. Good bomb from TA4Life. This Tech 1 bomber's got 5 kills. Try to harass that. This Tech 2 mass extractor would be a great target. See, still just Tech 2 land. A couple. It's only 1 Tech 2 mass extractor here. 2, 3 Tech 2 mass extractors, and Tech 2 Navy from Rick. Now that we see T2 subs, these are great weapons from Aeon, and now actually we see a destroyer retreating against submarines, which is very strange to see. And actually forcing this destroyer back. This is quite amazing. Maybe it's just a Sera from and Tech 1 subs win against the destroyer, forcing TA4Life to build a torpedo launcher. So he has put his ACU into the ocean to be a good target. Tech 2 sub now versus a torpedo launcher. It's a very even battle. Tech 1 versus Tech 2, but it looks like sub wins. Auroras plus submarines is the attacking force from Rick here on the bottom. And up on top, looks like some trouble for Rick. These bombers getting a lot of kills, 9 kills for that bomber. This is going to be bad for TA4Life, all these Auroras. TA4Life making more torpedo launchers, and now a drop of Tech 2 blazes. And it's going to be a lot of kills for these blazes. Yet another drop. Great work from Rick. And this is going to be a loss of a Tech 2 factory. TA4Life gets up on land. It's going to use its gun. It's got the upgrade. And it's going to be a huge loss because it's a nearly finished destroyer from TA4Life. And now TA4Life finds himself with no Navy. There's 1 naval factory making T1, facing a Tech 2 naval from Rick, which is making destroyers. And this is the worst thing you can find yourself a situation with no Navy against a Tech 2 Navy. And yet another drop now. That floating already is a good weapon. See all these submarines are going to try to prevent the construction of any Navy. TA4Life is going to get a T2 torpedo launcher. And all this time lost for TA4Life is more time to build Tech 2 Navy. Very difficult to counter. Here comes a Tech 2 destroyer from Aeon. And now it looks like successful drops from TA4Life. He's able to take out Rick's expansion. That looks like it was 2 drops. And map control definitely shifting in TA4Life's favor, but he does have big trouble. See Tech 1 PDs versus Auroras and Blazes. Tech 1 PD is a good counter. So map control versus a Navy. This is the name of the game. See TA4Life spamming torpedo launchers, but those are not very good. Nearly dies with his ACU at 34 kills. He's going to try to get a shield. We see this destroyer coming out. TA4Life trying to use Arty with a ground attack to hit some of the subs unsuccessfully. Now this destroyer will be big trouble. TA4Life gets a shield. And now we see TA4Life is going to use floating Arty plus a pretty big T1 Navy to attack Rick directly, and for some reason Rick moves the destroyer away from TA4Life's ACU. He's going to attack TA4Life's main base, which is completely defenseless against this destroyer. And a cruiser now finished for Rick, which is actually not a good thing for him because he can't shoot against torpedoes, and frigates can take out it when in there in numbers. This floating Arty could be trouble for Rick. Some NGs dropped off, and you can see TA4Life taking over, getting some of this free mass, get some factories up there. And now Rick is going to take his Navy away from TA4Life's expansion, and actually we see some torpedo launchers actually finished here by TA4Life. And now the main base for TA4Life is going to be harassed with his destroyer already with 11 kills. Yet another destroyer nearly finished for Rick. And this T2 subs are going to demolish that. Looks like taking out Tech 1 PDs. And another naval factory from TA4Life. He's going to make some frigates with it. And yet another drop, a triple drop now from TA4Life. Some T2 mass extractors here, some great targets. And down here, floating Arty plus frigates getting hit by this destroyer. 1 kill for the destroyer. TA4Life will choose to attack that destroyer. Actually, these destroyers have very low fire rate, so a lot of units are their weakness. It's not something you can do against UEF. And this destroyer now with 21 kills, absolutely demolishing here TA4Life's base. Not clear what these guys are doing. They should be preventing TA4Life from making Navy, and now we see Tech 2 destroyers from TA4Life. Actually, successful attack. That destroyer has been killed, and this floating Arty gets on dry land. As he already took out Tech 2 land factory, taking out Tech 1 land factories. But these blazes should take care of the situation. More drops coming in from TA4Life. Actually, a cruiser now once again should be killed by these frigates. Now Blaze is doing a good job defending their homeland here. Nearly loses 140 health left on that mass extractor, and actually mass extractor taken out by TA4Life. More dropped units. See, in terms of map control, huge advantage for TA4Life. Big trouble, 30 kills on that destroyer. Low fire rate, so all these mass extractors are dead. No more air production, and now it's going to be floating Arty chasing that destroyer. Looks like these subs are preventing any construction of Navy here by TA4Life, so that's what Rick is thinking, but he is neglecting this Navy here, and we are seeing destroyers now for TA4Life. A Blaze force up the middle perhaps can push. 37 kills in that destroyer, and now these frigates realize they ran into a whole bunch of submarines that are running away, and now will be slaughtered by this destroyer. That's a great unit here, Tech 3 sonar. It's total sonar coverage of the entire map now. Plus it has anti-torpedo. Tech 2 power from TA4Life, and a pretty big naval spam. More drops coming out for TA4Life. Some roaming NGs and 2 destroyers now. Moving into Rick's base, but Rick is ready. He's got a cruiser plus a whole bunch of submarines and a destroyer. And this destroyer is all alone. TA4Life probably counting for Navy to be somewhere else. And here's a drop coming in. It's going to get taken out by a cruiser. The destroyer is up against the wall. It's got to run. And now Rick moving out with his ACU through the ocean. 84 kills. He's going to try to take back his expansion. More destroyers from TA4Life. No T2 mass extractors at all for TA4Life. We see actually 2 T2 mass extractors lost for Rick here. Still has 2 built and three T2 mass extractors for Rig. That's really his entire eco. Plus he gets to reclaim a lot of units at his base. But he does have a very big force here. Really, these subs have been shooting without getting shot back the entire game, so we're going to see 2 destroyers plus a bunch of floating arty versus a formidable submarine force, 2 destroyers, a cruiser, and a whole bunch of submarines. TA4Life is in the area, and we see a Rick choosing to play safe, retreats, and some blazes coming through the middle for Rick. And here comes the ACU for Rick. He's really going to prevent any kind of further construction up on the top. Great rating blazes coming into TA4Life's main base. Looks like this naval force is going to move through the bottom. Curious, at minute 35 here, Rick has reclaimed 15,000. TA4Life 26,000. It's a big advantage for TA4Life, but Rick still has a much bigger navy, and we see floating arty versus just a single destroyer here. Too many Tech 2 units for Rick. Can really do whatever he wants, and 2 more Tech 2 units, destroyer and a cruiser. Here comes a attempt at a drop, just gets slaughtered by that cruiser. Yet another destroyer coming out, and another on the way. That's a cruiser. And there goes all of TA4Life's recent units, and a great use of an arty here is going to take out all these Tech 1 PDs. TA4Life really can't do much about it. He's got a few Tech 1 tanks, but Tech 2 will dominate. Now you see these destroyers trying to dodges a few shots, but these Aeon have a range advantage on Sera. Very good destroyers against single powerful units. Actually retreating against this floating arty. And now all these Tech 1 PDs are going to be taken out. The blazes can move in. See, looks like Tech 2 air factory planned for TA4Life. He's got to do something quick here. See, Rick's ACU gets off the expansion. He's got total control. Harassment from the blazes. A radar. The Tech 2 Navy once again goes to TA4Life's main base. See a T2 transport from TA4Life. And a lot of scouts. Looks like he's going to put his ACU on there. So what he is thinking is going to get to this expansion. You can see it where he eventually moves to. Thinking he might get a 1v1 against Rick's ACU, but he doesn't realize Rick is already on his way back to the base. And here TA4Life flies next to a cruiser, and this game is over. A really tough battle. Hopefully people enjoyed it.